All right. Hi, guys. My name is Deja. I am 24 years old and I am a mama of two. I have a newborn baby girl, which is in the background, and my son, who's actually out on the playground. We're currently traveling. The beauty of this business is that I can take it on the go with me. And I absolutely love the flexibility on the go, which is super convenient for me. Um, but this opportunity came across my lap 2 years ago. And I was working full time as an optical assistant at the time for my sister, who is actually a franchise owner for Specsavers. And at the time, I had just recently relocated my entire family from Papaiwea, which is Palmerston North, up to Tamaki Makaurau, which is Auckland in New Zealand. And the distance between those two is about 6 hours. So it was such a huge move for us. And the reason that we had actually made the relocation was due to the fact that I had kind of fell back into the depths of my addiction, and was struggling not only financially, but obviously emotionally and spiritually as well. And the only way that we could kind of see through all the murky waters was to basically kind of just restart. And if you've ever traveled through difficulties or disbelief or grief or anything like that, you'll know how difficult it can be to kind of start from square one again. And that's where we were at when we actually made the move. So, luckily for me, when we moved up here, we were given an opportunity to stay with family members, which was fantastic. But at the time, we weren't actually living in our own home. And so, for me, what I knew was that I needed basically something that was going to provide a legacy foundation for me and my family. I needed some stability, and I also needed my independence back. Reason being was that I had kind of lost myself. And so, when this opportunity fell on my lap, not only did I need it financially, but I'm coming to learn as time kind of goes by, even more so now, that I really needed the community. I needed the emotional connections. I needed the self-development. And I kind of just needed a network of people who were willing to show up for me. And that's what this opportunity has given me, as well as a beautiful paycheck. So I am so excited to be here today, launching the beautiful Shannon's business. And I'm actually going to hand it over to her and let her share her journey with you. So all you.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, morning guys. Thank you, Deja, for handing it over to me. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Shannon Ahiel. I am 24 years of age, a single mama to three beautiful babies, aged 5, 4, and 2. I'm so nervous, but anyways, I just want to give a big thanks to Deja for actually allowing me this opportunity to share just a bit of my story. And yeah, so I am Māori Cook Island. I originally come from Apotiki, down in the Eastern Bay of Plenty, and from Aitutaki in Cook Island. Before Juice Plus, as I said, single mama. I was a mum at a young age. Working has never really been an option for me because I just never have really been able to find a job or someone who was willing to hire me for such and such hours just based around my babies. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have a stable support system. So yeah, about a year ago, I think it was a year and a bit ago, I actually seen Deja. So her name popped up in my friend request and I was like, oh, this chick looks really cool. So I accepted her and I've kind of been following her since, and just seeing her share Juice Plus and all its benefits and all that kind of good stuff. It wasn't until, like, don't get me wrong, I've had multiple encounters where I've been like, I really want to reach out to her, but I don't know, something just held me back and I never really gave myself the opportunity to get into this. However, a month ago, I decided to say yes. I decided to say yes to her and to sign up into Juice Plus. Why I said yes was mainly for my babies. I mean, not only did I see the potential and income and everything, it was mainly for my babies. So my oldest girl, she is 5. Pretty much all her life she suffered with asthma, eczema, and she's just had a really, really bad immune system. Like, I've tried different products and everything, but something just seems to not work. So me and my baby, we've been on Juice Plus products for about a month and a bit now, and I can tell you that her immune system is getting so much more better. It gets better by the day, and I am so grateful for that. Her skin is starting to clear up. Everything about her is just amazing. And as far as it goes for me, I lack in a lot of energy. Like, I'm single mom, I got 3 babies, and they're all so full on. Like, they're really full on, especially my son. So Juice Plus has helped me with my energy a lot. And I don't know, every time I take it, it just makes me feel like I'm on top of the world, which is amazing. And I'm just so super excited to just see where this takes me, and I'm just here for everything that it has to offer. And yeah, so that's a bit about me, and I'll just pass you on to whoever. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Awesome. So we're going to pass it over to Amira. So all you.
Hey guys, I'm Amira. I am a mum of 3 sons. They are 14, 7, and 4. And so life is pretty busy and on the go for me. But when I found these products, it changed my life. Like Deja had mentioned, I'd also been in addiction. And so I depleted my body for a really long time of the nutrients it needed just to survive, really. And I was lacking in so many areas. And then I came out of addiction, got clean, and fell into pregnancy. And so I feel that my baby took all the nutrients, or the very few nutrients that my body was getting went into growing my baby, and he's super healthy. But I was really depleted. I was severely underweight. Like, I'm 5'11", so I'm almost 6 foot. And I was like 49 to 51 kgs, which is really underweight. And it didn't matter what I'd done. Like, I could eat all the food, but my body just wouldn't gain weight. And it was really stressful and really difficult for me. There's a drink by the bed, babe. Sorry, mum life. And I'm just doing a call. Hold on a minute. Go get the drink from by the bed. Sorry, guys. I feel like he hears me talking. He's like, oh, I better go and ask for something. But I was severely malnourished, and I was just struggling. I couldn't gain weight. I was so tired all the time. I was really lethargic. And all I wanted was to be able to play with my kids. You know, I wanted to be able to take them to the park. I wanted to have the energy just to do those basic things. And I stumbled across these incredible products, and they have changed my life. I started to be able to hold nutrition. These are bioavailable. So when I took these capsules, they're absorbed into my bloodstream really quickly, which meant my body was delivered the nutrients it needed on a cellular level really fast. And I've seen a lot of improvements in my health. I used to eat quite crappy food too. And when I remember this one day, I was at my friend's house, and there's like this big bakery spread going. And I was like, I'm going to go home and have avocado on toast. And I was like, huh? And even myself, like, I questioned myself, and I went home and I had avocado on toast, and it filled that craving that I had. Like, they helped my body crave good food that delivered me what it needed. My energy levels have picked up so much. We live a really active lifestyle now, me and my babies. Like, we are forever out doing things. We're at parks, we're at fairs, we're at the beach, we do a lot. And I love that, because I used to live for my daily naps. I absolutely loved my naps. My youngest is really full on. And I'm just going to talk about one of our products in particular, which is our Omegas. And my youngest is really full on. And I think his brain's really busy. And he loves our Omegas. So he'll grab one of these, like when I'm taking my capsules in the morning, he'll grab one of these. And he's like, Omega, mum, Omega. And he'll throw this in his mouth and he'll just chew it. And I find that it really helps him settle throughout the day as well. I love that they're all plant-based. And my oldest son, he had some immense changes too. He had some real bad toileting problems. His bowel was really obstructed, and it caused a lot of issues for him. And when he takes these regularly, he's 14, so he needs the constant reminder because teenagers, but he just flourishes, and it's so beautiful to see. I am super in love with these products. My favorite part probably is that our kids get nutrition for free. So when we get our capsules, our children get the chewable versions of them, and my kids are fiends for them. Like, they absolutely love them. And I love that they're getting delivered 24 fruits and vegetables every single day in a palatable form for them that they enjoy. And then they also start craving better food as well. My youngest also had some eczema and skin conditions and stuff. And we were part of the eczema clinic, and we haven't been there in like almost 3 years now. His skin's cleared right up and it's so good. And I'm just a happy mama. I'm an active mama. I've got beautiful, healthy children, and I'm just really, really in love with these products. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amira. All right, so now we are going to spotlight the beautiful Jess, who is going to share her business journey with us. So, here we go, Jess.
Thanks so much, ladies. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Jess. I have been part of this beautiful community now for 6.5 years. And when I said yes, I was just at a really different part in my life. It was a very different phase. I had recently cut myself out of a cycle of drugs, partying, surrounding myself with just people that weren't good for me and doing the things that weren't good for me. And I relocated at 18 years old by myself to Sydney, so 6 hours away from my family and friends and the life that I quite literally knew, and kind of pressed restart on life. And I never really gave thought to my life and my future and what that would look like. All I knew was we go to work, we work really hard, and you get a great job, you earn a semi-okay income, and then you do that for the rest of your life while building a family. And I never really actually thought much deeper than that. And so for a couple of years, when I moved to Sydney, I was just going to jobs that didn't serve me. I was working 50 to 60-hour weeks in corporate with a job in hospitality on the side just to get by. And life was really challenging. I was very desperate for community. I was very desperate for connection. I feel like I lacked just purpose and passion. And I didn't know what it was, but I knew that something had to give, and I knew that there was something greater out there. And yeah, I was very unhealthy. I was very, very unhealthy back then. And I could talk into that, but I could literally talk for hours. And so just as I was pondering on like what life could look like for me and what I could do differently, the Juice Plus community fell into my lap. And I kid you not, I jumped on a webinar like this, and it was the first time in my entire life, my entire existence, I felt a spark within me, and I was like, what the absolute hell is this? And it was just like I felt immediately at home. I felt like this is what I'd been unknowingly searching for. The community, the connection, the people. There was people I was speaking to that I'd never met before. They were strangers to me, but somehow they just welcomed me with open arms, and they just made me feel so loved and so whole and so empowered. And so I jumped in, said yes, had no idea what I was doing, but that's the beauty of this business, right? And within 2 years, I quit my corporate job. And what really inspired that was, like I said, I never really gave thought to my life and what that would look like. I just knew that there was something greater out there for me. And when I said yes to this, it got me really thinking about, okay, what's life going to look like when I have babies? What's life going to look like when I want to start a family? So I'd never really thought about that. I never thought about the fact that in Australia, mums get 20 weeks of annual leave and then they have to put their babies in daycare and go back to work. I never thought about that. And so when I started this, it got me thinking about that. And I just knew that I wanted to be a present mama, and I wanted to be a mama that was there. And so I just went full out with this. Anyway, I was 22 years old. I was traveling for the first time overseas for my birthday, and I got a call saying that my auntie had passed away. And this is really what solidified it for me. And I remember calling my boss at my corporate job, knowing I'd worked really hard in this business to create something. And I remember calling him and just saying, hey, my auntie has passed away. Like, I'm in Vegas, calling my boss. I'm like, my auntie has passed away. I can't get back to Australia, but I just want you to know that when I do come back, I'm not going to be at work straight away. I'm going to go home and be with my family to mourn. And my boss at my corporate job, where I was working 50 to 60-hour weeks, working overtime, not paid, on an above average income, where I felt so valued, so loved, so part of the family, he turned around and he said to me, sorry, Jess, TTI only allow 3 days of compassionate leave. And unfortunately, you don't have enough annual leave left which makes it impossible for you to take more time off. It was kind of in that moment that I realized like I'd had this thing landed in my lap, this business, this community. And looking at the trajectory of my life, I knew that if I stayed in that job and if I stayed in that position and I didn't make the moves to change that, in 5 years' time, would I still be there and would I be happy? So it really got me thinking. And so 6 weeks later, quit my corporate job. And for the last 4-ish years, 4.5 years, I have literally become my own boss. I've been my own boss. I replaced my corporate income. I doubled my corporate income, and now I've tripled my corporate income through this beautiful business. And I know that when the time does come to have babies, maybe I don't have them right now, but when the time does, I know that I just have the most beautiful village of other women behind me, supporting me and helping me raise them as well. So forever grateful for this business, forever grateful for the beautiful women that are leading us and that are here. And if you're sitting on the fence, you've got your doubts, your misconceptions, just lean into them, lean into the fear, get your questions answered. Because in 5 years' time, if you look back at your life and think, I should have said yes, that's enough to pull you in. So that's it for me. I could literally talk forever. I won't do that. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks so much for having me. Or
Thank you so
Deja,
much,
mute.
Jess. It's so amazing to know that we've got different women and men from all around the world who actually, like you said, lean into this space from all different walks of life and are really able to create such an incredible and empowering journey. And some of the things that kind of come to the surface when we are speaking with people who are interested in this space are, is it a scam? Do I have enough friends and followers? Is this something that I could really do? I'm quite anxious when it comes to conversating with new people. These are all questions that surface regularly. And I always encourage people to never feel bad about those things. You don't know what you don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what we want to do is we want to offer you an opportunity to really reignite, I guess, a spark inside you and see what is possible inside this company. So as I said, when I joined with this company, I, like Jess was just speaking on, knew at the time I had a 4-year-old son and I now have a baby. And I wanted to be able to create a beautiful income, an independent income, but also a flexible income. So the beauty of actually being with this business is that, one, you can do it on the go. You can do it from anywhere. I've seen women who have traveled to Bali, who have traveled to Indonesia, who have traveled all around the world and been able to take their business with them. And who doesn't want flexibility like that, right? The second thing is a lot of people kind of sit on the fence because they're wondering, okay, if I don't have enough friends and followers, is this possible for me? Especially in today's world on social media, I feel as though influencing has been really hyped up. And what a lot of people don't know is that micro influencing is just as impactful. And essentially, when we talk about micro influencing, it's the fact that everybody has the ability to actually impact 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe 5 people in their life. The reality of this business is that you only really need to know 3 people. So if you have, everybody in their life knows 3 people, right? We've got like a best friend, we've got a cousin or a sister. And the beauty of this business is that right now what's happened is that Tanya, who is our NMD upline, actually signed on a woman called Angel, who then went on to sign on my upline, who is Amira, and then there's obviously me. And then I've gone on to sign on Jolene, who's then gone on to sign on Peyton, who's then gone on to sign on Ramona. See that beautiful rippled effect? And I didn't know Peyton, I didn't know Jolene, I didn't know Ramona. And that is the beauty of this industry, is that you literally just have to know 3 people and the ripples just flow on. So if you've been sitting on the fence with a little bit of anxiety because of your uncertainty, what I really want to reignite in you right now is that anything is possible if you surround yourself with the right people. It's taken me years to find my people. And the other night I was just at a really beautiful dinner expressing to Tanya how grateful I am to be in this space, because it has changed my life in terms of income, in terms of clarity. And one of the other things that people really love to know is, in terms of money, what's on the table. For me, I was really uncomfortable talking about money for so long. I grew up in a really scarcity mindset, in a scarcity home with a bunch of family members who I guess just didn't know any better at the time. And what I really love inside this space is that you learn about the importance of reinvesting, you learn about the importance of cash flow, you learn the importance of actually having a reciprocal relationship with your money and being able to respect it in terms of it being like a relationship with your partner or your kids, and really being able to flourish and grow in that way. So when we talk about money, I'm so much more comfortable these days. I've tapped into thousands and thousands of dollars worth of bonuses. But one of the things that really kind of solidified this for me was that not only are there $124,950 worth of bonuses on the table, and that's kind of just a starting point, if I be honest, because you can tap into those bonuses over and over again. But what solidified it for me is that some of the work that I do today, I'll be paid for months on down the track. And a beautiful example of that was last year when we were in the middle of moving. I was pregnant with my baby girl, and we actually had another home to move into. And I wasn't even working full time at that point. I was kind of taking like what you might call like, I don't know, before birth leave. And I had over $1,000 drop into my bank account one Thursday from work that I had done like 6 months ago. So that's the beauty of this company, is that the work that you put in today is honestly about creating a legacy foundation. So if you've been sitting on the fence, my only advice to you right now is lean into that discomfort, lean into that uncertainty, lean into maybe even the anxiety, and whoever's plugged you into this video, reach back out to them, because you don't know what you don't know. It's 2023, and why not take up a new opportunity?